This is Free Zone Radio.
For Free Zone Radio, this is With Honors, Season 2.
Didn't know how loud it was going to be.
So I am going to ask you to walk me back through some of these ideas.
Okay.
But we've already lost too much good content
Yeah.
to the universe. It's out in the universe somewhere.
It's somewhere.
Right now. Chloe and I got into a conversation. This is real impromptu, but Chloe and I got into a conversation because I had the audacity to show an AI video in class. And it's with my smartboard's wallpaper of an AI image of me and my son. And for a guy who preaches about the evils of AI and its abuses, Chloe called me out about the AI artwork. So we have already had part of this conversation out loud. And while we were in the depth of it, Chloe was making some really good points. And I said, my God, why aren't we recording this right now? Why not? So Chloe was really eager to jump in on this. So I'm going to set the stage real quick, and then I'm going to let Chloe talk. I have a video here, and it's from Wicked AI, and they do music videos. They do these AI music videos based on different, intellectual properties. This one is Disco Lord of the Rings.
The rates are riding out upon their horses black. There is only going forward and there is no going back. 'Cause there's just one funk to rule them all, and just one funk to find them, just one funk to bring them all, and in the disco bind them. The age of men is coming to an end. You have no ally, you have no friend. Surrender your will to the beat of the drum. The time of the orc has finally come. My eyes open and my vision's wide. There's nowhere left for you to hide. I see the hobbit and I see the king. I am the lord of the disco ring.
It was a song that I had heard last December, and I'm just going to tell you, Radio America, it's a catchy one. It is a catchy one, and it's a real toe tapper. But the video, the music, the lyrics, it's all AI generated. And so when I showed this, Chloe instantly called it out and was like, what are you doing with this AI slop? Like, what are we doing here? And I said, my dude, do you understand how much work went into producing this? And Chloe called me out and was saying, that's not real work. That's just somebody producing an AI thing. That's not real work. My counterpoint was that, there had to be so much human creation in this process of the creation of the prompts, the cataloging of everything, the curating of the music video, making things revised, rewritten, the composition of the music that you were having to tune or redo this and that. And that it probably represented a great many hours of getting this music video put together. Chloe countered that with, yeah, but you can't look at somebody who's like a veteran and say that this is real work when he's gone through real work, that there are other things out there that are real work. You're talking about an AI video. So we went back and forth on this and what makes real work and her mom's work. And that led into, her mom utilizes an AI chatbot to assist in her work. But what's the difference between that AI chatbot and this music video? Well, this music video is not just the one-off, the AI produced it. This music video represents hours and hours of human nudging, prompting, creative touches, like all of this, the vision for it to produce a work. Whereas the AI chatbot is an aggregate response that came back as a one-off. And it's not just hours and hours and hours of work. So we've been back and forth with that right now. Chloe, we're picking up the conversation here. Chloe says that she feels bad about AI because why? Tell us about that.
So we were talking about, this is like confessions, I use AI. AI, I feel like us as Gen Z is specifically especially with the use of social media, and it's how much easier it is to gain information, that we are told like AI is so bad, it's environmental, it's ruining the environment, this, that, whatever. And it's just like whenever, like, because I use AI to help with brainstorming things, for writing. I use AI just like for general like stuff, and that even goes for like Google Gemini. Like that's just like I can't get rid of that. Like that is so useful. Like to look up something quick. Like I don't know, how long should I cook this for? How long should I do whatever? Like it's just like you can't get rid of it. It's in everything. AI is in everything. And I just feel so bad and guilty about using it, because you get all these warnings being like, hey, like, all like, not from the AI itself, because it's like, you know, people don't want you to know that. But it's just from after hearing like, oh, AI is bad, environmental, this, that, again, this, that, whatever. It's just you can't help but feel a sense of like you're single-handedly like wiping out the earth, like have a hand in that. But also it's just like you can't get rid of it. Like it's in every, like I feel like I'm talking about like microplastics, but that's a whole different topic. Oh. Yeah, but it's like it's in everything. You can't. I've went through like TikTok. There's like a thing. Like I know there's like a bunch of AI. Like there's a thing on TikTok where it's like I don't know how to word it because I haven't touched it, because I'm like I saw it and I was just like I'm not touching that. There's no way I'm using that. It's like this thing where like you can search something up and it'll give you like a whole, like Google Gemini. It gives you like a whole multi-paragraph. Like if I look up like what, I don't know, like what is this type of like dog, it'll give you a whole thing about that dog. And it's just that like, why is this necessary? Like, because like, and then the video right under it will be a description of like what is like a Burmese mountain dog or something. I don't need that when there's plenty of videos. Like it's just, I feel like corporations are putting AI into just the most unnecessary of things. It's just, it's wild to me. Like AI, like, and this also just like about like the environmental factors, because we were talking about this too, how like Gen Z is just so like numb, I guess, to everything. Because it's just, there's a lot of people in my class who are like, oh, well, it's just AI. Like I love using AI. I love AI. Like, and they don't care. They just like don't realize like exactly what it does. You know what I mean? It's just that like, because I'm pretty sure you have probably seen a lot of people. We were just talking about how like your previous class was like, can we use AI? Are we allowed to use AI? Crockett, am I allowed to generate my essays? But they just don't care. Like they have no shame. And I'm not saying that like AI should become this like like it is already like a really weird, morally gray topic. It's just some people can be so open about it and being like, oh, well, I use AI for this. Isn't like some teachers in this building I'm aware of. But it's just like, it's not even just like for AI art. Like, okay, like as much as I don't like looking at it, at least you're not making your lesson plans fully of like, let me generate a whole lesson about the thing that I was supposed to know to teach the future generation. And compared to this and then what half the other teachers do, this is fine. Like, I mean, it's not fine, but it's like, I would rather prefer AI art over generating teaching material.
How many of your teachers, you keep coming back to that, how many of your teachers, ballpark figure, how many of your teachers do you think go to AI for their material without like curating, changing, whatever, but they just go to it?
And then just like go
and then run with it.
I think
your gut tells you.
Well, the thing is, I take mostly like AP and honors classes, so I like to think
that's okay.
Only
we are not without sin just because we teach honors classes.
Trevor's mouthing a certain name over there, and I know. Yeah, there's at least one that I know of.
So 1 out of 4.
1 out of 4, yeah. Because
do you think 2 out of 4?
I mean, you tell me. I mean,
I don't know. What do you think?
I think that I like to think that you're better than that and just use it for brainstorming. I don't think you just go do it and be like, Crockett GPT, generate me a lesson plan for today. Like, correct. I think you're.
I don't do that.
Yeah, I think that minimum that you would like brainstorm it or ask for like art decals.
I do use it for that.
Yeah.
we know his sin. Your big issue is that you feel complicit. You feel guilty and you feel complicit in the problems that are being perpetuated. because of AI, that AI itself, this generative AI. And I think everybody out there understand that when we say AI, we are not talking about the AI that goes into your Waze or your Google Maps. We're not talking about the AI that goes into your weather predictions. We're talking about generative AI. You feel complicit and guilty in a generation where AI is not the big problem. It's the people who are perpetuating
Yes,
this.
they like. It's like there was a video that I watched that talked about like Gen Z being like, and like I'm also a really big Hunger Games person. So this will go into Susan Collins. Her inspiration for the Hunger Games was like just how she could flick through like channels on TV and would just see like bombings, like wars, all this stuff, and then like the next thing could be like a children's cartoon. And it's just I feel like that also as Gen Z, like when like so many of us were in like a young I can't say it.
Development. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, that it just took a big toll on majority of us to be numb to those types of things, to be like just, a war's going on. Well, it doesn't affect me. That doesn't have nothing to do with me. The only repercussion that we get from that, well, not the only, but we just see, oh, that's so sad. And then we have the choice to just scroll through. Like on TikTok, there's plenty of like videos of like, stop, don't scroll. Like, please donate to my GoFundMe. Like, so many of us will just scroll through and be like, okay, like whatever.
But imagine a society that has conditioned you to see these atrocities and your reaction is just swipe. Not to feel any connection, not to feel any buy-in, not to pause and think, whoa, what is going on? Why is this happening? Who's letting this happen? Your way of dealing with it is just see it, swipe.
Well,
see
yeah,
it, swipe.
Like, I get those videos a lot. And it's like, obviously, like, I'll sit there and watch, like, because I feel bad. I feel like that's, like, a really weird, like, not weird, jeez. A really rare thing to see in people, especially younger people, is empathy. I feel like empathy in a lot of people my age has fully dissolved. Like, I just feel like people are so just way more rude. And I always like the stereotypical, like, oh, you old man, like, you rude old man. No, it's, as much as people don't want to hear it, we are probably, from my personal experience, the youngest generation is the rudest generation because they have no filter, they have no nothing. Like, everything that they were shown at that developmental stage of being young has just completely rewired their brain and how that works. Like, we don't understand gravity of subjects. I feel like that is a very rare thing, and that's the thing I'm really grateful for, is to be able to be literate and to be empathetic and to feel. But then there's some people, especially in my grade, who just don't have that, like, emotional capacity. Not even, like, it's emotional, mental, in thinking, like, that critical thinking. And it's crazy to me to think that, like, some people can just be so up their own butt about things and just don't think. And they're like, oh, like, people will literally just be like, oh, like, I think that you should go, like, off yourself, like, no, go do this. Like, it just, like, they don't think anything about it. And that's just, like, crazy to me. Like, it's wild.
Well, and how many times have we got to write stories like Fahrenheit 451 that warn us when a society stops being literate, when a society stops being, connected as a society, and we become individuals cut off, isolated by our technology, that we just want to click, 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 view, move. We lose that capacity for empathy. We lose that connection and that value for other people. How many times do we have to hear this story before it finally sinks in? Because we're headed down that path again. How many times? This is like the 5th time I've brought up this book today, The Abolition of Man. I'm on a real roll with it right now.
Abolition of Man.
Abolition of Man. But, I mean, Chloe, this is everything you're saying is what the book was telling me.
I should write a book.
I'm telling you. C.S. Lewis in his grave is like, listen to her. She knows. I have praised your class because your class is the first one in a while that I have heard be so vocal about your ideas, and I love it. I'm here for it. The last few years, when I do the American Gods project or something like that, they always ask, "Can we use AI to generate our art? Can we use AI to do our presentation? Can we use that?" And it's like they want to. They don't really say anything bad about it. They'll nod and be like, "Oh yeah, he just used AI," but they reach for it.
Yeah.
Your class, you admit that we are users of it. We frequently do use it, but your class is the first one that's been so vocal anti-AI. And I know you feel guilty and complicit in perpetuating something that feels like it's out of your control. You were telling me earlier that you feel like your society, your generation faces just daily catastrophes. Whether you mentioned hantavirus, it's like there's the new one, or we're living some pretty dark times with this and that. And it's just daily a thing, and you're assaulted 24/7 with your phones showing you this stuff, and you just swipe. You have been trained. You have been inculcated to not have an emotional reaction because you're having all the emotional reactions all at one time. The human creature was never built to do that. We do have fight or flight reflexes that are supposed to save us from the lion that might be hiding over there. We're not meant to live with that anxiety 24 hours a day, whether it's with, "Oh, I'm losing all the water in our generation. That's great." Or, "Oh, I won't have a job when I'm 25. That's great." "Oh, my country is facing." That's great.
I'm going to die anyways to a new virus. That's wonderful.
Nuclear weapons, who cares? Like, we were never built to live on that level of anxiety. And so what does it do? But it numbs us to the things. And I'm not getting out the tinfoil conspiracy hat. I'm not getting it out right now.
I will.
I'm not. But you kind of have to ask yourself, what the heck? Why would a society go down this path? Why would it create consumers that do that? We're the consumers, or are we the product that's being farmed up? Are we the ones being trained to do this? I literally, ironically, saw a TikTok about this, where they were talking about this same sort of outcome, that we are being biologically influenced to respond to these stimuli by just swiping and feeling numb about it, swiping and feeling numb about it. And when you're that numb to these things and you see the next thing happen in front of you, your reaction is not to question it or to rage about it or protest about it or fight back. It's going to be shoulder on.
Whatever.
Like cattle that will just move
it'll
on.
fix itself. I feel like that's another thing that our generation has been like everything. I don't want to say it's been like handed to us, but I feel like it's just we don't have the urgency to fix like things ourselves. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of people are just, especially since with AI, if you want, like, you don't have to work. This is just like going back to generative AI art, but it's like if you wanted a picture of like, I don't know, like Lord of the Rings disco. What am I?
That Lord of the Rings disco is something, though.
But if you wanted like a specific frame of that music video or just like a specific picture in general,
Yeah.
you don't have to sit there and learn how to draw, learn how to make learn anatomy. You don't have to learn all that. You don't have to do all this. You can just sit there, type up a few words, and then like you get a quick thing. Don't like it, work, like do a little bit more, then you got it. I feel like we don't have urgency to fix our own problems or fix current problems going on in our society. I feel like that we just kind of like, oh, well, it'll work itself out eventually.
You know what you and I and every single other person need to start doing? Mm-hmm. Boy, I'm so guilty of this. I am so guilty of it. You could clock it. Listen to any of these episodes and how many times does he say it? Because I say it all the time. I feel that. I feel like we need to be better about I believe, I think. because this was not meant to lead all of us. And Radio America, he's pointing at his heart. The heart was not meant to lead. The mind was supposed to be the balancer and the judge of these emotional reactions, the body influence, and all of that. The mind was meant to dictate. You and I need to be better about, I think that. So if you hear me say, I feel that, you need to hit like a whammy button or something. Call out and be like, but what you said was. I think you're right. I think you're right with that. But I also think, maybe this is something else that it's just the change of times. Da Vinci never had AI as a tool. But Da Vinci was also having to invent tools that weren't available to artists of his time or people of his time. You talk about any of these artistic movements that are not able to communicate or capture whatever this vision is. Da Vinci was having to study medical, he was having to study corpses. He was having to study cadavers and trace the musculature of things to get, that more accurate look. And then you have these artists who come up with these sculptures that are carved out of stone. Except, my goodness, to look at that, you'd really believe that was silk draped over a human form. How could they do that? But, he had to level up. He had to do something different. Well, that doesn't diminish the art that Picasso did just because he used paint. It doesn't diminish, the art that my 3-year-old did with their crayons or whatever, because those were the tools and the abilities that they had at that time. This is a different mode. And I say all of that. Folks, I am not some AI apologist. I am not saying that. But I do, my defense is this is a cool music video, and it's one heck of a toe-tappy beat, but nobody is out there saying that dancing Frodo is Da Vinci's Mona Lisa. Nobody's out there saying that this is Michelangelo's David. Nobody's out there saying, art. Art is so subjective, right? But good art, real art, is the human expression, is the human trying to capture and articulate something about their view, right? Their vision of the world. I would say that a music video like this, even if every one of these is 1,000 different AI clips with AI lyrics and AI musical composition, all of this has been stitched together by human choices along the way. The transitions and everything, just the composition itself. I had said, if Trever had come up with a collage and it had taken him 50 days to curate these little pieces that he put together in strategic composition, there are plenty of people who are going to look at that art and have a variety of judgments. But nobody should look at it and say, well, that ain't art. They will. There are some people out there that are, troglodytes that do not have an appreciation for art. And they will look at it and say, well, that ain't art. But they shouldn't, because art is so subjective. It may not be your cup of tea, but it shouldn't invalidate another's effort. Abolition of Man.
Oh, brother.
I told you, it keeps coming up. It is so worthy. C.S. Lewis, who wrote the Chronicles of Narnia, comes up with these 3 lectures. And the first one is grounded in these 2 teachers who presented him a grammar book and said, hey, will you review this? He says, yeah, of course I'll do that. And then he goes off on this tangent where he's critiquing them. And he's like, no, this is the dumbest thing. You really have to appreciate that our reactions to things around us are not whimsical, or that they are not completely subjective, that there is true beauty in the world and that there is true wickedness, that Chloe would understand some things are fundamentally right and some things are just absolutely wrong. Would you agree with that?
I would agree with that.
Real quick, let's just play a thought exercise.
Oh, brother.
If you said universally, humans everywhere would probably agree with this, what is something that you think all humans would agree is right?
Is right? Universally?
Yes.
Ooh. something universal. I don't know how I can't think. I guess just like, I mean, it's not really universal. I would want to say being polite, but I mean, then I think about it, it's like some people aren't just built that way to be polite.
Okay. I think we're on the path, though. I think we're on the path. We're getting closer to something. Would you say that that in our society, it is a noble thing for a person to be willing to sacrifice something about themselves so that other people may benefit from it?
I think that's noble.
You think that that's noble?
I think that it's. I always think way too hard of these. I think it's noble, but it really just depends what they're sacrificing.
Okay,
for.
let's say it's Jason Crockett wanted to serve his country and was involved in a military conflict that would defend his country from an invader. And you know what? I need to go out there on the battlefield. I know that I'm not coming back. The odds are against me. I am not coming back. But if I don't go out there, my society is probably doomed. I might be able to save them. I can't guarantee it, but I'm going to sacrifice myself so that others may have a shot at winning.
I think that's noble.
Okay.
Reminds me of Project Hail Mary. That's a good movie.
Oh, hey.
Me and my dad watched that. It was really good. He's like, I want to watch it. It was so good.
So self-sacrifice is a noble thing. Where do we get that from?
I think it's more of just like...
Who taught us that, or what teaches us that? Where do we get this idea from?
From your environment, from who you come up. Like, I think just more of your environment, who raises you, who teaches you. I think it's also your own gut, too, like of your own moral compass. Like,
morals.
To me, yeah, morals. Like, to me, I would hope to think that if it ever came down to that, I would sacrifice myself for, like, whenever I think about this, I think of, like, the trolley problem where it's, like, the train.
Exactly.
And it's the one person, and then it's, like, the five. Do you flick the switch? I'm flicking the switch. I'm sorry. I'm not flicking the switch to the five people, but, like, for the one person to stay on track.
You're sending it to the five.
No! I'm sending it to the world.
You are absolutely, you did the exercise just perfectly right there, Chloe. You did it right. 100.
Do I get extra credit for this?
Sure. You have articulated it correctly. Some people will say there is no morality, that morals are just what our parents said, but really there's no morality. There is no right or wrong. That, I don't see it that way, and my viewpoint's just as valid as anybody else's, so mine's right also. But that conflicts. That doesn't seem to have a basis. Well, I'm not Christian. It doesn't matter whether you're Christian. It doesn't matter whether you're atheist. It doesn't matter whether you're Buddhist. It doesn't matter wherever that this gut instinct.
It's your soul. Like, I'm not religious. Like, I'm not strictly. I hate when people are like, oh, well, you're not religious, so, like, you must be, like, evil. Like, you must have no. I am a very empathetic person, and I like to think that I have a very strong moral compass of what I believe is right and wrong. I don't need that part of religion, for me at least, and I'm not dogging on anybody who, like, follow, like, I don't care, whatever, like, follow what you want to believe in. I just don't have that need in me to have something to tell me what is right and wrong when I have my own judgment and my own thinking.
Now we're starting to deviate.
Yeah.
We're starting to deviate now. You may not need a specific brand of organized religion or whatever to do this, but Chloe is a person who was born by people, and if we had left you to fend for yourself from a very early age, let's say that we gave you up until you were 1 and said, well, go live, right? A person grows up feral.
Yeah.
We need to be guided in a lot of these things because we need to be trained up in the way that we should go because we care about a society. So we do need good teachers and good parents. We do need good structures for those things. The human being is often an amoral creature that will just react out of things.
Yeah.
Like little kids get jealous, they just hit. And then we say it's wrong to hit. We say, no, we don't hit. Where did that come from? Well, we've been taught, we've been modeled. Where do these virtues and values come from? C.S. Lewis says that it's not Christianity only, that it's not Buddhism or Islam or whatever brand only, that atheists can understand this too, that everybody can understand that there are right things and there are wrong things. And the self-sacrifice that you characterized is a right thing. We just know it. And we can't listen to people who say, well, it's the creature's instinct that it saves the pack. No, because instinct fights for me to save myself.
Yeah.
That's self-preservation, that my body wants to live. If Chloe and I, well, let's not put you into a dangerous situation.
Oh, brother.
If Trevor and I were in the middle of a lake and we were drowning, my body is not going to be like pushing Trevor to the surface. My body is going to flip into self-preservation mode, and his will too, and we'll just be clawing each other trying to get one more sip of air, right? That's the instinct. But C.S. Lewis says that there are moral rights like self-sacrifice, that there are these virtues that we get from some other source. And he says it's not, he doesn't want to label it as just one brand, so he calls it the Tao. Everybody say, ooh. T-A-O, the Tao. And that this, whatever you want to call it, he doesn't care about the brand name, that this is our source for what's right and what's wrong. And, we need to adhere to that. Long story, you are very concerned about a society that is trying to live outside that. Everything that you've said to me, little buddy, everything has been you feel concerned about a society that wants you to not feel empathy for someone else. Who cares about empathy?
And I hate that so much. I hate that so much.
But who cares about empathy? What does it matter? Why should I feel empathy for Trevor? I don't live like him. He's young. I'm old. What do I care about Trevor? Why should I care?
Well, if you're going based off like that, just like reminded me, like, you're old, he's young, that's going to continue. You should care about him so he has the environment to like continue living the life, because you've lived your life. I'm not saying that.
I agree, buddy.
I'm not saying that you're going to die tomorrow.
I agree. But no, yeah. You bring it back to the Tao.
Yeah.
Your answer is the Tao.
Yeah. It's
because it's right to do
right.
this.
It's right. I'm not going to say it's like it's your duty, but it is. It's your moral. I feel like it is.
It is a virtuous thing.
It is a virtuous moral duty to make sure that the world is worth living in. I feel like
for who?
For everybody. I feel like that since you've lived your life. Mm-hmm. Again, not saying that you're gonna like.
I know, buddy. I know.
But it's like
everything you're saying is perfect.
It's just that it's you. Like you've lived your life, Trevor. Let's say like Trevor is like 3 years old. I don't know, but like he hasn't lived his life. It's not fair for 3-year-old little baby Trevor to not get to experience the world in such a way that you've gotten to. Obviously, it's going to be different. You grew up in like what? When were you? Like,
I was born in 79. I grew up in the 80s. I was a teenager in the 90s.
You got to experience that. Like my dad's like roughly the same age as you. You guys both got to experience the world at a completely different time. But it was it still good though? Like,
yeah.
You still enjoyed your time being alive.
Yeah. But even if I didn't, who cares? That's not the point, right? Your point is? My
point is that's the moral thing, the morally righteous thing to do. But it's like for us, for my generation, for when 3-year-old little baby Trevor grows up, who knows what the world's going to look like? Like right now, it sucks. Like I'm still like depression, all the like mental illness is at an all-time high for younger people like us. And I'm not saying depression has not always been an issue for like teenagers and like adolescents, but it is a very big problem now considering technology, TikTok, everything's just being thrown at your face. Like someone's dead, school shooting, disease, virus, cruise ship exploded. I don't know. Yeah. And it's just like, we're going to be so just worn out. Like, this is only my sophomore year, and I'm already like, I'm ready to leave. I'm ready to go. That's not normal. That is not normal.
Sister, everything that you're saying goes back to Abolition of Man.
I'm going to write a book.
I say that because you're saying these things, and I thought, my dude, I literally copied that passage from the book. What Chloe was just saying is in the book. He talks about how each generation controls power over the following generations. My generation exerts a kind of control over your generation, just like the boomers exert a kind of control over Gen X, just like, and so on. But really, where's the righteousness of the dead exerting a control over the life of those who live it? Like, where do they get that right? Why is that allowed? Isn't each successive generation, shouldn't it be allowed to govern itself, to determine its own future?
It should be.
It should be.
It should be, but here we are. It's not. Like, the people that are in charge of us are, like, way beyond our own years. Like, triple, probably almost quadruple our age. But it's like, it's crazy to me that like, people are basically, like, 1 foot in the grave, and they're doing this, that, and whatever, like, gas prices up through the roof.
Right.
Like, environmental, down the drain, global warming, up in the air.
Yeah.
And it's just, you're not even going to be here in 5 years. Like, you're going to be dead in 5 years.
Now, they still have the right to live.
Yes, of course.
We're
But
talking
you're
about a
making-
society that's being engineered to exert control over others who do not have a say in that exercise of control.
Yeah, it's like you are saying, like, you are making decisions that will affect my generation. I'm not even an adult yet. 2 years. I have 2 years until I'm legally an adult. And the earth that, like, the world that I am going into, I can already tell is going to be, I really hope that I have a better future, but from what everything, social media and everything else is just thrown in my face, I'm going to be miserable. It's going to be hard to get a degree or further education. I'm going to be drowning in student debt. I'm going to be drowning in medical debt. I'm going to be not being able to live in a house. I'm going to be living with my parents till I'm 40. Not actually. I mean, I hope not. But from what everything and everybody is saying online and being like, it's so hard to do anything now, which it is, I am miserable looking forward to what I have to. I used to be so excited to be like, man, I'm going to go to college. I'm going to do this, and that. And now it's just I have to sit there and be like, is any of this even worth it to be or not to be? Like, is this worth it? Like,
Boy, I hate it when my lessons come back to bite me. I did teach them all of this. Well, I felt pretty good this morning, and now I feel like crap. I feel miserable now, Chloe. My dude, everything you're saying is abolition of man. He begins with a lecture about the grammar textbook, and you and I talking about the merits of art is centerpiece to that, my dude. Oh my goodness, it is centerpiece to it. Because he says, there's this exercise where two people are looking at a waterfall, and one of them says, oh, that's beautiful. And the other one says, that's pretty.
yeah, like,
Is one of them right? Is one of them wrong? Well, I think one of them is just bad writing, but one of them is right in a way that you were saying this thing is inherently beautiful, whether I'm standing here looking at it or not. That waterfall as it exists is from a source of beauty. Whether I appreciate it, whether I'm living or dead, that is a beautiful thing. The other person who says, no, that's pretty, you're looking at it from an angle of, no, they're just attaching their emotional significance to it. I think it has interesting traits, but it does not have a beauty of its own. And C.S. Lewis says, no, that's a lie. You are teaching a generation of students that anything can be acceptable because I feel like that. Therefore, my feelings are just as valid as yours, and you have to accept that. And that's a subjective reality. He says that, no, we live in an objective reality. Art can be subjective, whether you appreciate things or not. But this is just like when Chloe and I were talking about the steak dinner a few minutes ago, that I'm sitting over here and I have this wonderful ribeye. Oh, golly, I have this wonderful ribeye steak in front of me. perfect crispiness. And I'm just like, oh, yes, this is delicious. But you're the vegetarian sitting over here saying, no, I'm a vegetarian. That's poison. Well, that doesn't mean I have to stop and be, yeah, you're right. This is dumb. No. This thing has a beauty all of its own, that whether I'm alive to appreciate it or not, it exists. There are things that are true. There are things that are beautiful. And there are things that are just fundamentally wrong in the world. And we can't accept that. Because if we start teaching a generation of people that they can accept these things, there are people who will condition them to live that way. And who benefits? I started off the school year asking you, who benefits from your illiteracy? A generation of people who don't want to read books anymore. They don't want to read books. They just want to hear the audiobook or watch the movie or have the AI tell them what to think. Who benefits from you being illiterate? Because I guarantee you it's not you, but it's other people who live off of you.
Who want to gain stuff from you not knowing, like, literally, like, it literally like puts like a knot in my stomach. It makes me like so disgusted to know that like so many people are like, I don't want to say dumb because that sounds mean, but it's like people are dumb. People are so stupid. And it's like, how are you comfortable? Like, I hate, one of the biggest things that I am like, probably one of my biggest like negative traits is that I get so angry when I don't know something or I can't understand something. I have hated math this year because there are just some things that I cannot wrap my brain around, and it makes me feel so stupid. It makes me feel so dumb.
But you're not dumb.
I'm not dumb. I'm not dumb. I'm like one of the people that are top of my class. And it's like, it puts me in perspective. Like, I'm so uncomfortable having this beautiful GPA, beautiful grades, straight A student. How am I so uncomfortable? And yet there are people who are failing or doing so much worse than me morally, and they're okay with it.
Yeah.
They're fine. They're like, oh.
Because C.S. Lewis says that there are people who want to teach a generation to live outside the confines of the Tao, that we can accept anything. I hate citing the country music legend himself, Aaron Tippin, who says, if you don't stand for something, well, you'll fall for anything. That's his country music song. But that's what this generation is being trained to be. In America, as a capitalist society, we hear so often that term consumer, the consumer, the consumer, the consumer, the consumer. You're not a citizen. You're not a free thinker. You're not an individual. You're a consumer. Someone who's being programmed to buy and consume whatever's being delivered to you. And it's not just food. It's not just clothes.
It's media. It's
media.
Whatever you can, like, it's
thought.
It's
emotion.
I hope you know any like type of word like that. Just like it shed like a sense of shiver down my spine. Like consumer, I hate. And that's also I feel like I've been like trained to just hear certain stuff and just be like, ew. Like, why would you ever say like?
Because you're being programmed.
It's so. I hate it.
That's what they call television. They call it programming.
That's so.
We're programming people to enjoy things, to think things, to buy a message. I was literally telling Summer that we should have done this whole thing about, medical commercials, or we look back at the rhetoric and propaganda that we've studied in class. How you craft a message is often used to seek or elicit a reaction. You're programming an audience. So who benefits from that, right? It's these conditioners. You and I, Chloe, feel bad about using the AI because we feel guilty and complicit in something that often feels outside our hands. It is not right for me to sit in front of my TikTok and see all of the atrocities that are unfolding around the world on an hourly basis and just keep swiping, and then spiral. Because I'm going to feel like I can't do anything. I'm going to feel that smothery feeling in my chest. I can't do anything. I need to disconnect from that programming. And I need to touch grass and I need to get back in tune with things that are virtuously right. I need to avoid that programming and get back to things that are right. And I need to connect with people like Chloe and Trever and Summer and everybody and help share that experience with them as well. We can't sit behind the programming all the time because the conditioners, by his third lecture, the conditioners seek to exert a control over you, the conditioned, those who are conditioned to consume and live this way. And it becomes, oh, what's his line here? Let me find this line. He says that, when mankind has finally wielded eugenics, and propaganda.
That's a whole different can of worms.
When mankind has finally wielded eugenics and propaganda to make itself into what it wants, well, then it will have achieved power over nature.
Can we put a pause on this?
Yeah.
Stay in here during third period.
We'll be right back.
So I was just making this point about this book, Abolition of Man, that we started off talking about, the merits of AI and feeling guilty and complicit in these things. And then that led us into a tangent of, how society, we feel like we exist in a society that's so demoralizing and you lack this empathy and you're just, all the time back and forth between, I don't know, I feel like I'm surrounded by atrocities, swipe. I feel numb, swipe. And it's like, why would a society engineer us that way? And then everything you were saying about morality and virtue and all of this good stuff, it's like, I agree, that's abolition of man. And where does this come from? And why are we being engineered this way? And what do we need to be on the watch out for? So you had just brought up, these conditioners and how it's like they don't like the people that they are exerting this control over. One of the quotes in the book, Lewis says that we can't assume that this rejection of the Tao, that, oh, no, my reality is just as valid as anybody else's. I believe this way, so I can feel this way. That would inherently strip away all benevolent impulses. I agree. It wouldn't necessarily do that. But when have we ever seen that to be true? When have we ever seen that to be true? When somebody, isn't it a time-tested truth that when power is given out indiscriminately to somebody, that it leads to corruption? This is why you don't give Gollum the One Ring. This is why you don't let Lady Macbeth have the crown. This is why you don't elect the criminals to be in charge of the law, because they're just going to pervert the law. This is why you don't do that. The conditioners, he says, will hate the conditioned. The conditioners will come to hate the conditioned. That you are being orchestrated into a consumer of a product, not because we like you, but because we want you to feed and basically engineer you into a kind of cattle society to be used. The people that are doing the conditioning will be a barbaric few. And then everybody who is conditioned will be a great many. Like that's how this is being done. And just you saying that, I was like, abolition of man, abolition of man, abolition of man. So I understand that we feel guilty and complicit in this. I understand. But it's not our fault. It's not our fault. I'm not out there stripping away the water from society and the landscape. I'm not out there building data centers everywhere. I'm not doing that. We want to reject these 40,000 acre data centers. We don't want that. There's one in Gallatin, right?
No, I did not.
Oh, yeah. There's one in Gallatin. These could have lasting environmental impacts. They're bad for the environment. They're bad for the neighborhoods and everything. I don't want hantavirus being spread around everywhere. I don't want COVID being spread around everywhere. I don't want measles being spread around everywhere. I don't want those things. I want people to take their vaccines and their medicine. I want us to be healthy. I want us to touch grass. I want us to have relationships with people. And I want us to understand that there are good things. Self-sacrifice can be a good thing.
I also think that's another thing about the hantavirus is that
You got to talk into the microphone.
I'm sorry. About the hantavirus is that I feel COVID definitely had a long-lasting mental and traumatic effect on everybody, because it's
Yes.
the measles everybody started panicking, being like,
Yes.
get away from me. Like, it's sad. It's like, I guarantee you, give it another few years and there will be a thing where it's like COVID PTSD, like a actual legal, not legal, but like an official diagnosis of like, do you have
Yeah.
like people will have PTSD from COVID. I remember like vividly 5th grade. I remember my dad got COVID and I bawled. I locked myself in, like little 5th grader Chloe, 5th grader, like 11-year-old Chloe. That's how old my sister is right now. And she's going to middle school. 5th grade Chloe, 11-year-old Chloe, bawling her eyes out, hyperventilating, thinking that her dad is going to die just because of like on the news. They're like, you get COVID, you're dead, you're gone.
Unless you take the ivermectin. You need to be taking your ivermectin.
Unless you do that is your only saving grace. And it's just like, to think that is that, because it didn't occur to me then, because again, I had like the thought process of like an 11-year-old, didn't know much, is that probably so many other kids my age at the time felt the exact, like, my parents are dead, I have to say goodbye, I'm going to be an orphan, I'm going to be dead, I'm dead, I'm done. And I think that COVID could have been handled a lot better.
I know it could have.
Could have been a lot better.
Could have been handled a lot better.
It gave so many, I think that's also where kind of like, where late Gen Z, like mid to late Gen Z, got a lot of like the developmental factors just being stunted to like your numbness to everything. It's like somebody could look at a video of somebody getting shot and how they like,
I'm going to say that has been something coming for 20 years, though, because as a guy at the advent of the internet, I can remember when my son, he was born in 2003, and I can remember, that kind of thing happening after 2001 with all these awful videos being posted to the internet of things being done to terrorist captives, and people are just, oh, look at this link. Oh, look at this link. No, thank you. I do not want to be watching that. I don't.
Also, hot take, I think that, listen, 9/11 was a tragic event, but I don't think showing videos of the towers, I don't think that that was not a good thing. That was not a good thing. I
lived through it. I cannot watch the footage of, I don't want to watch these people. I don't want to watch it.
I don't want to watch these people jump out of
I can't do
however high building. It's sick. Anyways,
and you bring up the COVID experience as well. The Chromebooks that we bought so that we could one-to-one remote teaching. Look at how that has affected our classrooms as well. You're hiding an entire classroom behind Chromebooks, and you're losing the individual. You're losing the relationship connection between people. Oh, hey, look, it's Athena and Trever.
Hi, guys.
What are you guys up to? I'm so glad you guys joined. What did you want in on this? Yeah.
Okay, so I'm agreeing with Crockett for the fact of we've become very numb to a lot of problems because we're very interconnected. Like, I was just looking on my phone and I could see that Ukraine, just one city in Ukraine, 13 civilians died. Or like in Kenya, village massacred because during like civil war. The Kenya one I don't know. Ukraine, I saw that one though. But we're very interconnected constantly. Like before, I'd say probably about 2000, you focused on maybe more local and national problems. But now we can just scroll on our phones and see something from across the world. Even if it's something small that happened there, it's world news.
And you're blitzed with it all the time.
Yes, constantly.
And you're connected, but not in a human, interpersonal way.
And like the human mind is only supposed to be able to connect to like, I think it's like a couple hundred people, at least with like how we are. Mm-hmm. And it stresses that a little bit with a nation scale, but on a worldwide scale, it just breaks it.
Athena loves Chromebooks, though.
Oh, I love my Chromebooks. I like playing Minesweeper on them. I play Minesweeper. I don't know, a lot of stuff. But I wanted to bring up, like, because Chloe brought up the whole entire COVID thing about, like, her dad got COVID, she was crying. I was the complete opposite, because I remember it was lockdown. I was, trying to do my work on my Chromebook. I was failing back then, honestly. Like, I was doing great in school, and all of a sudden I was just flopping. I was more worried about that than... Because I remember my parents came in, hey, your grandma has COVID, by the way. Even though she got that vaccine or whatever, she is like fat amount of COVID. And I kind of just looked at her and went, oh, that sucks. And I just went back to doing what I was doing. Like the sudden change and like lack of explanation to the whole entire situation just completely like made me avoidant to it because I just didn't care because it wasn't explained to me. And that's with a lot of things now because I do try to care about stuff, but the thing is I just don't care. The haunted virus, okay, that sucks. There's another virus. I'm gonna go in my house for a little bit.
Because we've been raised to see crisis after crisis after crisis, and you just lose that connection. So it's like C.S. Lewis, when he ends, you all should read this, but by the very end of it, do not expect a silver lining. Do not expect him to end his last lecture with, here's how we solve it. No, he doesn't. He basically says that, where there's a will, there's a way. People will try to find a way of doing this. And science, Chromebooks, AI is not to blame. It's the people behind it. It's this whole, I want to sever myself from virtue and just say that I can do this, I want to do this, I shall do this. Whether it's good for people or not, I want to do this. That's the problem. He says that we have to do more than merely recognize it's a problem, though. We have to do more than merely recognize that it's a problem. Because if Athena's walking through the hallway and she sees Trever, intimidating a kid who's going to beat up on a little kid, and you see it and you don't do anything about it, you're just as complicit in it. And I know you and I feel complicit in using this AI when we see that there's a problem, but I'm just going to go ahead and have it do my stuff. We can't just recognize there's a problem, shrug, and go on about it.
That reminds me of a video, like that scenario that you gave. I remember seeing a video where it was this girl talking about why is it that like admin is rewarding all these like bad kids who like cause fights.
Oh, yeah.
Why are they befriending them?
But doesn't care about like the people that actually do good in school.
Yeah, and it's just like, why do you know, like, this really struck with me because this struck a chord with me where it was like, why do you know the bad kids' names? Why don't you know who I am? Like, it's just
golly. That
really just like, okay, so like that's a whole nother thing. The school system is a whole different can of worms because I also feel like another thing, my grades, I care so deeply about my grades, but I don't know, like I know why, because I want to go to college, because I want to get a career and everything. But there's also that side of me that was really depressing where it was just like, why do I care? Like, the world's going to go to crap anyway. It's like, am I even going to be alive in the next 20 years? Like, it just sucks. It's like, then it's like, you have to think, like, why am I even worrying about this? And I think that's also another thing that really affected me my sophomore year is that, like, what does this gain me? Like, if it's going to be so hard to do this, do that, do this, why should I care? Why should I be taking these advanced placement classes? Sorry, I have spit in my mouth. Why am I doing this? Like, why am I putting so much work into something to a society that's not going to give back a good future to me?
Well, answer that. Why are you? Don't say I don't know. Don't say I don't know. Don't say I don't know.
Because I care. I care about myself.
You are intrinsically motivated.
But there is nobody else that cares about me.
That's a lie. I care.
You care.
That's
but what,
right.
what are you going to do?
I'm going to fight for you. I show up every day trying to fight for you, except for those days that Papa has to go do something else. I show up. I show up for you guys. I can't cure all of society's evils. I can show up and teach a lesson. The state, these conditioners that C.S. Lewis talks about, are going to continue to cut my funding, and they're going to continue to give it to the rich. They're going to keep taking it. Prices are going to keep skyrocketing. You were paying 75% more for groceries than you were paying this time last year. And not because food is scarcer, but because corporate greed is allowed to run unchecked, unfettered. Prices can get jacked up. We are not paying more per gallon of oil than we were last month, but prices have increased. And because they're allowed to do those things, it's getting tougher and tougher and tougher to do my job. But it doesn't mean I quit doing my job because Chloe needs me out there. And not just for Chloe's sake, but because a bunch of kids need to hear Chloe in their lives. Chloe's not just doing this for me or her parents or any of that. You're intrinsically motivated. You know that the Tao is right. You know that there is a right. You show up because it's the right thing to do, and you got to stay involved. C.S. Lewis says we can't just observe this and say, society's going to crap. Guess I'll quit. we have to stay involved. We have to call it out when we see it, and we have to try to fight back against it. We have to be involved. We have to be better teachers. We have to be better. Oh, golly, we have to be better in everything that we do. We have to be better band kids, better brothers and sisters. We have to be better citizens. We have to be better everything. Yeah.
Like speaking more on like the whole entire like just society thing, I want to get a job because, you know, I need the money. I know that. But my mom's like, you need to focus on your studies. You need to focus on your future, like studies wise. But the thing is, I don't know what I want to do. All I know is I need to get ahead in society, and that's the only way I can really do it. If I get money now, I'll be able to save up for more later, but I can't do that if I don't have a job. And it's like, she's like, you can just work at home. You know, you can just, I don't know, clean the house and I'll pay you money. But that's not going to cover it. That comes out of your own pockets.
Right.
What happens if your own money becomes scarce and then you can't afford to pay me?
I know.
Then what do I benefit from?
I know. I agree with you, man. I agree with you. Your generation, my son's getting married at the end of this month. And he and his fiance are looking at apartments, but still, apartments are expensive. They pay more for their apartments than I ever had to pay for apartments. And it's not because apartments are suddenly scarcer. They're not. They're plentiful. Yeah. Housing costs have gone up. Medical care has gone up. Grocery prices have gone up. Everything. Wages don't. Wages have not increased because of this society of controllers that is allowed to do this. And I'm not saying that Athena, we'll fight back. It'll suddenly fix itself. No. I agree. We're in some pretty desperate circumstances right now. But you keep showing up because what's the alternative?
I don't know, dying.
Which is not really much of an alternative at all. Mm-hmm. I need you here. Trever needs you here. Society needs you here. There's this whole quote often attributed to the American anthropologist Margaret Mead. It's such a great quote. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. You know why? Because it's the only thing that ever has. That small, thoughtful group of people, I know it feels like, but what can we do about it? What can we do about it? I gave Summer the example that from my religion, it's Jesus Christ and 12 disciples. You're telling me a team of 13 can change the world? Yeah, a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens sure can. You want to look at the marches in Birmingham, Alabama, the lunch counter protests in Birmingham, Alabama. You want to talk about civil rights change in America that happened because a woman wouldn't give up her seat on a bus? A small, thoughtful, committed group of people can change. They can change the entire game, but not if they quit. So, all back to AI. I agree. I understand exactly your concerns. They are valid. But I'm not the one building the data centers. And my use or not use isn't going to suddenly remove all the data centers. Jeff Bezos is going to continue to build Amazon. Peter Thiel is going to continue to use Palantir. Elon Musk is going to continue to whatever high thing he's on right now. He's going to continue to do these
whatever
things.
He's doing.
Whatever he's going to continue to smoke it, consume it, whatever, and abuse it. Like they're going to keep doing it. The only thing that can change it is being involved. So I need you to show up.
One thing is, though...
Oh, hey, Trever, I forgot you did that.
I used to have this problem. Well, not really a problem, but like, okay, I agree that we need to be involved, okay? But a lot of people in our day and age want to get involved with everything. Like, I used to, for example, I used to listen to a podcast over the stuff in Ukraine every single day. And I used to even go back into it before I started doing it, look at some of the older episodes, see what still happened. That's how I understood how everything started and everything like that. It got to the point where it was so negative and that so much was happening, I quit watching. Even though I genuinely enjoyed it and I want to support it, I could not keep listening to it because it was so just negative. And
that's okay.
The world is just so negative that I think we should, get involved in stuff that's around us that we can try to affect. But a lot of people get so burnt out at trying to do stuff they cannot.
That's okay. That's okay. Take a break.
Yeah,
that's absolutely okay. Disconnect, go touch grass, have some relationships, take a break. You cannot afford to spiral out. You cannot.
But then there's also points where you can, well, it just depends on how you can help. You know what I mean? Like, for example, I know people donate cars to Ukraine.
Okay.
They tried that and it works. It's something, you know what I mean?
Okay.
You can make small stuff, but like a lot of people try to do big things.
You can participate on an individual level.
Yes.
If somebody around you says, man, these Ukrainians, I wish they'd just give up, you know that they're a bunch of racists. You know how you can help? By speaking some truth. You can sit there and say, I don't think that that's true. I don't think that that's accurate. I've been informed. Here's the actual situation. And when they say, what are you? You just do your own research. I have done my own research. And I have been watching the news. And I know that this happened yesterday. And I can tell you what I can believe about it. You stand up for it. Yeah. Are you throwing my phone around? What?
I wanted to sit down on the stool.
Well, sit. Yes.
Ruin the whole
Like
recording.
stay involved. You don't need to feel like I am going to go to Ukraine and win this war for them. Nobody expected that. Nobody expected that we need to send troops over there. We were going to send money over there. That's what they needed, more money. They needed people to constantly stand up and say, this is wrong. Yeah. When we stop doing that, that's when it sounds like we're okay with it because we went quiet. And so it sounds like I'm okay with these atrocities happening.
That's how it all started. We kind of just got complicit. And then, well, to focus on that for 1 second quickly, that's how the whole invasion started. We didn't do anything in 2014 when it started. The West just kind of was like, oh, that happened.
Well, what did you want us to do? Put boots on the ground?
No, but like we didn't even
escalate.
We didn't even condemn them. We just was like, oh, they got trampled. Okay.
No, I think we were pretty loud about it.
Not in 2014.
We were pretty loud about it.
In 2020, we were more loud about it. But back in 2014, Germany just secured a deal with Russia over oil at that point. Just was so happy about that, and they were more concerned with lowering prices and doing stuff. Then they were just like, oh, well, Russia just occupied a fifth of Ukraine. So we just kept on going. And there's just a point where we don't focus on anything. We don't condemn it. We just, it's like, oh, it happened.
Maybe you need to start a club at this high school. Maybe you need to start a club where you talk about being involved. And actually, more than talk about being involved, you actually participate in being involved.
You know what that's called? Beta club.
Oh, my gosh.
Bum, bum,
Oh, my gosh. Maybe you should use it for that then.
bum. How do you propose that?
I don't know. You tell me.
Okay, I feel like some people, like, they're too focused on trying to be, like, not, like, woke, but more so just, in the environment, but then they just don't act on it. Because, like, I could have, like, a hot opinion about something I just don't agree with, and they go, but that's just so bad. Why would you think that? I don't know, because I just do, and I've just seen it, and I have my own opinion.
So the whole abolition of man, when we warn about the conditioners are not just one political party. The conditioners are not just one. They're either, hard right. They're also hard left, too. The conditioners want to just absolve all sort of accountability and virtue and come at it for power's sake. That's what it is. That when we start denying these truths that are so self-evident and say that reality is so subjective, then we're cutting away some humanity out of ourselves. And that's what he means by the title, The Abolishment of Mankind, that you are eliminating the human within yourself. And it's a really horrible thing to think about. There are plenty of voices out there that are wanting you to just be okay with whatever. And you got to speak up about it and say that that's not true. That's not true. There are plenty of gray areas. I agree with that. But there are things that are just fundamentally right and things that are just fundamentally wrong. They're just fundamentally wrong. Genocide is fundamentally wrong. It's just absolutely wrong. And if we ever start being like, well, but they had it coming, or, well, I can't wait to watch them cry about it, what are you doing? You are abolishing your humanity.
This might be like a inappropriate example, but it's like kind of like how I feel about like pro-abortionists in a way, because it's like you're looking at me and you're telling me that this girl just got like raped or something, and she was like, well, she had it coming. Are you sure? Like, plenty of women are attacked like every day, and they're forced to have these kids because of the abortion like laws and stuff like that. And you're telling me that, like, how is that the fetus's fault? It's not the fetus's fault, but why are you putting it on like the mother not even the mother. That's something that if they want to, own up to, that's something they can take on. But it's like, if you're forcing this woman to have a baby, then how do you think that's right in your own eyes?
We just had this whole conversation, Summer and I had this whole conversation about it, and Abolition of Man kept coming up with her too. Because while there are plenty of people who say you should not be able to have an abortion because we appreciate life, that there is a sanctity of life, there are plenty of people in this country who fight for that. And once the baby is born, stop caring about its quality of life. If we have a sanctity of life, if we care about the sanctity of life, if that's one of our moral imperatives, then we have to care about the sanctity of life that is being lived, not just the birth, the life afterward. If we care about the freedom of choice, that it is Athena's right, that you have an inalienable right to choose your own destiny, that you can choose your career, your relationships. If that's your choice, then I have to be able to fight for that choice. Whether it conflicts with my choices or not doesn't matter. Just because you like steak doesn't mean I'm allowed to invalidate that, right? That there is a sanctity of choice. And we can't be, we can't be coming at people and living off their tears. It's not even schadenfreude at that point. It's just cruelty. We can't abide that. C.S. Lewis says that there are plenty of people who want to condition you that if you have learned to accept, oh, watch them cry about this, we're going to ruin this election for them, we're going to get them, we're going to watch them cry. You don't even care about the election. You don't even care about moral right and wrong. You just want to participate in cruelty. That's the abolition of man. I'm pretty sure C.S. Lewis is spinning in his grave. I mean, spinning like a dynamo. He's just like, you could attach cords to his coffin and power New York City right now. That he is just spinning so fast. Because, these things that he warns about are being perpetrated today. And we see it on our TikToks. We see it in our news. And we get so numb to it that we allow it to happen. We do need to disconnect, but we need to stay involved, too, on a personal level. Summer and I were talking about this, and her answer was, well, Crockett, I think it just comes back to, personal responsibility and discipline. I agree. We each need to have some personal responsibility and discipline. But how do I force Chloe to have personal responsibility? How do I force Owen to make the virtuous choice? I can't.
I don't think there is for Owen.
I mean,
Owen's a lost cause.
how can I say that I appreciate, that I venerate the freedom of choice, and then I deny you that by making your choices for you? You're not letting somebody become the adult that they were meant to be, the individual. You're still spoon-feeding them. You're just making them a controlled creature. No. Whether he makes the right choices or not, Owen has to make his own choices. He has to make his own choices, and he has to face the accountability of it. We as a society have to maintain accountability and supports for those choices. Oh, man. That was a big conversation. Yeah. All because Chloe didn't like my AI Lord of the Rings video. Radio America, you should totally watch Wicked AI, Lord of the Disco Rings. It's got a very toe-tappy beat to it. I mean, you're going to hear it playing in the background. You're going to. I'll probably add it as the outro music to this.
Oh, no,
Everyone can have their opinions. Just maybe not that one.
And again,
I'd rather have
art
Owen.
is subjective. Art is subjective, I know, but that we can appreciate that there's true beauty. I appreciate that this honors class is one of my all-time favorites. It is one of my all-time favorites. That
Be
they're
back for AP. Wait,
you say that. You say, man, they say that every year, and then
Back.
I mean, you get so exhausted with school, you're like, I don't know. I think I just kind of want to cruise through.
Well,
I just kind of want to.
It's too late. I already put it down.
Yeah, we're already locked in.
Are you having it junior year?
I don't know.
You should, because I
don't know.
Here's the thing: if you
We'll
have it
miss
junior
you.
year,
Y'all got to talk to guidance about that. You got to talk to principals about
Listen,
that. I don't
we'll
know
be back.
anything about it.
Whether
we will
it be-
storm.
We'll
the-
protest.
You say that, but they keep telling me, I don't know what your schedule is. I might have 5 kids next year.
Yikes.
It will be us 5.
Well, I don't know.
There's not 5 of us.
It might just be
Podcast
podcast class every
dead.
Our media literacy is declining. There's only 4 of us in here, Trevor.
That's just media literacy. That's just eyesight.
This could very well be your last podcast of 10th grade year, right?
Yeah.
Because none of you are coming back tomorrow, right?
I am.
I am. I kind of have to.
Bump it.
I have to.
Let's pretend this is your last one. Do you have any reflections or anything you want to sign out with?
I would like to. Oh, Owen Ferris. Hello. Okay.
Oh no, he's an opinion.
Enters the
Really bad.
battlefield.
Oh, brother. But no, I think this class is genuinely. I feel like that one thing that you said. I don't remember who you said it was about, but there was like you were talking about how this one student came up to you and said that I don't remember who it was, but like they can't like look at a thing and be like, oh, that's an archetype of da 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 da, and then be like Crockett's in my ear. That's what I feel like when I'm watching a movie. I feel like a little mini Crockett is on my shoulder and be like,
good, I've indoctrinated. I mean, I don't indoctrinate.
my propaganda.
I don't.
But and I feel just so much more like socially and literally like aware of everything, and it's just I know this probably sounds like I like the biggest ego, like I'm so smart, but no, I genuinely feel like this class has been like working muscles in my brain that I just like that have been ignored due to society. That it's just been working it, and now I feel like I can like properly like and like analyze like certain problems or certain things or certain themes. Like I don't remember what we were watching, but I think we were literally watching. Me and my dad watch a lot of like video game streaming and stuff, and I will literally be like, that's weird that they chose like that angle. Be like, why is he up there? It was on
purpose.
Yeah, it was on purpose.
It was on purpose.
And I'm like, what?
Well, I will tell you that's a two-way street, bro, because you guys have also challenged me, right? That there's no just, oh, I'll show up and I'll deliver the lecture, because he doesn't AI it in here. You guys have challenged him this year with new thoughts and the way I deliver instruction and the lessons that need to be taught and the things that we read and the questions that we ask. You guys have challenged me too.
Like, genuinely, like, I mean, like, this is no hate to like any other ELA teacher I've had. But this has been like one of the first few classes that has actually been like making me want to like pick something up over the summer. I like compared to like this summer, when I found out that we had like to read tomorrow, I was like, oh my God, are we serious? I'm like, why do we have to read? Like, it's an honors class. Did I like enjoy the book all the way? No, not really. But like the difference of that is like now you're saying, no, go read Abolition of what was it? Like, was it like
Abolition of Man?
Abolition of Man, yeah. That genuinely is like, oh, maybe I will do that. Maybe I
should.
will. Yeah, and it's
again, it's not going to be a funsy read.
Oh yeah,
you're not going to do that. Read a few pages, think about it.
Yeah, but it's just like it has genuinely like re-sparked my interest of like, because I also feel like I could go on a whole nother rant, but it's like you have genuinely like I feel have made a change. You know what I mean?
Well,
like it's just. Keep up the good work.
Aw.
I mean, I feel like this year, with this being in like an English class like this, the social dynamic was very different compared to like other classes I've taken, and I feel like that was very good. I had the thought in my head. I'm trying to find a way to put it into words. There's a lot of people that I talked to this year and became friends with that I never thought I would. Like Chloe and Athena, I kind of knew them, but I got really close to them this year. Me and Trever always known each other from band, but I've gotten a lot closer with him. I feel like it's helped me connect with people that I've never really like thought I would like be close with before. And then also same thing with like what Chloe said. Like I look at things like in a literary like perspective like a lot different now. Like I always think about like a secret meaning behind something, like if it could have a secret meaning or like. Just
like layers of meaning.
Layers of meaning, like everything's like an onion, you know, like what Shrek said.
Brother.
But you know what? He's right.
Shrek's right. Shrek's right. We're like onions. Everything's like onions. They got layers to it.
I thought we were like a parfait.
Yeah.
Was it a parfait?
I feel like we were like a multi-course meal of onions.
We're an onion boil.
Multiple. Onion ring. We got onion rings. We got.
I do love me some onion rings.
I had onions yesterday. Were so
Boy, that is a sin of mine. Onion rings.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just think this class is like, and also like from last year, mostly taking like non-honors classes, jumping to like an honors environment, like taking almost all honors classes this year, like really, I think helped me appreciate like education a lot more, because like I've always seen it as something important, you know, and like I've always taken it like serious, but like this year I feel like I've kind of locked in a lot more on like what it means to be like an academic student in a certain way.
Well, I appreciate that.
This applies. I love that we can actually have conversations in this class. Like, it's not just, oh, here's the lecture, here's the material.
Heavy on that.
Yeah.
I was thinking about changing it so that next year I was just going to give them formatives and
See,
Don't
be
do that.
quiet.
Why would you do that?
Don't, no.
So
because
eight
then I can sit
formatives.
back here and just edit my podcast.
And then I can just sit back here and generate my AI.
See, this is why you only have 5 students in that class, Rocket. Gosh.
8 formatives, 80
Most of those
questions
students die from
each,
dehydration.
due by the end of the week. And whenever Owen Ferris actually does them,
Oh,
then
jeez.
we won't grade them.
Oh, and then he's going to pile, if you finish it, you get 3 more.
Yeah.
Athena.
Actually, none of those are due.
I've noticed like this class just makes me analyze stuff so much more. Like I could be watching this like a little show of mine, a recent show of mine, season just finished up after 13 years. It was a huge hiatus thing. And I'm watching the episode and I'm like, wow, that's in there. I remember that. I remember that from a different episode because this is like my favorite season of the show. But like, and I remember, oh wait, that was in there. That's foreshadowing. That's foreshadowing. And it's just like, I could be watching something with my dad and I'm like, Dad, that's like a metaphor. And he goes, shut up and just watch the movie. I really don't care.
I know.
Building
Like-
on,
That's the curse of intellectualism. I
And
know.
it's like, I could be like talking about something I don't like and I'm like, oh, this happened years ago. This happened years ago. Like, it just makes me think a lot more. This class, I don't think often, you know, pretty obvious, but like after this class, I process a lot more. Like, do I overthink? Yeah. But the thing is, I think in the first place. Like, I'm glad I can look into things deeper now because, you know, not to point any fingers, but English teachers, some other English teachers, I just like, okay, yeah, let's just read this. Let's just get this over with. Spark Notes. Come on, give me my thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Building on what Trevor said, like this year is also very different taking an honors class compared to non-honors. People in here actually have like intelligent conversations, most of the time, at least. I wonder who. But it's like, man, we're actually talking about like what we're reading in here instead of just speaking a whole bunch of nonsense. Like it's like I'm not in a room full of cavemen anymore. I'm in a room full of like other people who are actually here to care about their work and care about what we're doing in class.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is a treasure. It is a treasure to be able to teach classes like this and students like you all, because it's not like this in a lot of them. It's not. They're the controlled. They want to be controlled because it's just easy to click through them.
Next year. Like
But
that.
I mean, you just got to keep at it. You just got to keep at it, bud. All right. Well, thank you for a wonderful year. Thank you all, even Owen. Thank you all for a
Owen.
You're welcome, guys. Owen Ferris.
Thank you, Owen.
I mean it. I was saying before, I would have totally just jumped back in line and to ride this ride all over again. I just kind of want to spin it all
Hey,
over.
listen, senior
again.
year, man. Senior year.
Not
say
senior
that.
year, junior year.
Junior
say
year,
that.
either one. You know.
Major
Say
console,
that.
Owen Ferris.
Hey,
I'm already logged in.
you,
I got
listen,
back.
we will try to talk to the thing if you also put...
Do or do not. There is no try.
There's just one funk to rule them all, and just one funk to find them, just one funk to bring them all, and in the disco bind them.
And this is it. This week we're putting the capstone finish to season 2. You'll hear a final few voices this week, and then it's on to summer break. We won't be recording as a class again, unfortunately. That book is closed on this group. And man, what a group they were. One of my absolute all-time favorite classes. But we still have content to churn out, and you'll still hear bonus episodes throughout the summer. My co-teachers and I will pop in occasionally to discuss the summer reading assignments for Honors 10 and AP Lit. Honors sophomores are reading The Odyssey, the epic quest originally told by Homer and retold here in graphic form by Gareth Hines. It's also getting a new movie by the one and only Christopher Nolan. They're also tackling one of the most feel-good, inspiring novels ever written, The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. AP Lit is spending the summer with 2 classics, The Kite Runner by Khaled Hosseini and The Importance of Being Earnest by Oscar Wilde. One is the heart-wrenching story of childhood friendship ripped apart by war, sins, and the search for redemption. The other is a witty comedy of double lives, mistaken identities, and young men doing everything possible to avoid inconvenient social calls. And we can't forget about the big summer read, starting this week. We're spending the summer with The Lord of the Rings. With Honors is a Free Zone Radio production, produced here in Sparta, Tennessee. You can find more of our shows here on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to great content. Check out our new show, Second Stage, premiering this season, as well as our brother podcast, A Deadman's Books and Haston Curation.
Hey everyone, my name is Drew, and I want to talk to you about my show, A Deadman's Books. The show was created with the mindset of whenever I pass away, as morbidly as that sounds, that my children would inherit my books. And of all the things that I'm going to pass down to them, I think that that's the one thing that I want them to make sure that they keep and go through on their own time. But I want to be there next to them whenever they read these things. And so I created a podcast so that they could go back and listen to me and my friends and other people as we read through these books and what we had to think about it. But it's grown to so much more. We've got authors we interview. We talk about everyday life. We talk about how literature connects to life. All of those things in one place. And now we want you to come along with us and join us. This is a podcast not just for my kids, but for everyone who loves to read, everyone who loves a good story, everyone who's a parent, everyone who's a teacher, everyone who just enjoys literature. This is a place to come. So come join us every Monday on A Deadman's Books.